Hi, hello, good evening, everyone. I'm Akanksha from Team Upskill, and I welcome you all to this enlightening session that we are shortly going to begin with. To introduce ourselves, we are Team Upskill, and today we have organized this webinar, especially for the 2021 graduating engineering batch. Before we begin, I request all our participants to go on mute, and in case any questions that you have during the session, please send them on the chat window. We'll take all the questions at the end of the webinar. I'm sure that many of you have been associated with us for long, but for those who are new to Upskill, I'll take a moment to touch upon what do we do here at Upskill. Upskill is an initiative to bridge the gap by upskilling India's youth and land them the best jobs in the industry. We upgrade you to the current industry requirements, which in turn helps you boost your career and land the best job with a promising profile and pay package. Our platform is open to those who are already a part of this dynamic technology space and also to those who are finding a way to become a part of the space. Having said that, all graduates in 2020 and 2021 are impacted by the recession caused by COVID-19. The impact has been with regards to poor placements in college, lower student morale. Neil and Soumya would further talk about that in detail during the course of our presentation. We at Upskill are here to help students graduating in 2021 to secure dream jobs and avoid getting a career gap. We upskill your technical skills set to the current industry requirements along with your profile building, which will help you boost your career and land the best job with a promising profile and pay package. We'll share more details on the special program in due course of time. Before we begin with the session, I would like to give you a brief introduction of our speakers. Today we have Neil and Soumya from Upskill in this webinar for you. Hi Neil, hi Soumya.
Hello.
They will tell us about our new 2021 Graduate Assistance Program. To tell about Neil, Neil is a tech serial entrepreneur who's passionate towards solving problems and building something that creates a major impact. With a record of initiation and innovation throughout the course of his career, Upskill is about his passion in enabling the youth of India. Neil is the founder of more than 2 startups in the last 5 years, and he has been pioneering for bridging the skill gap at Upskill. He believes in the power of IT and software development and holds extensive background and experience in the same. Soumya is a human resources professional who believes in training for relevant skills can help a person become not only employable, but also deliver results. She has been associated with Upskill since its inception and has been involved with all students and batches we have helped so far. Soumya is the HR manager at Upskill and has been instrumental in training candidates on communication skills, other soft skills to make them interview ready. She believes in the power of actions, which can change the course of your career. So I will now hand it over to Soumya to begin with the webinar. Soumya, over to you.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Akanksha. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well and staying safe amid this lockdown. So before we begin about the program, we wanted to share a brief snapshot of the COVID-19 times and how has it impacted the graduates all over the country. So it is no surprise that India has one of the highest number of engineering colleges in India. With total 10,396 AICTE approved colleges in India, it is a home to more than 6,000 engineering and technology institutions, in which around 2.9 million students are enrolled. Every year, on an average, 1.5 million students get their degree in engineering, but due to lack of skill required to perform the technical jobs, only 20% of the graduates get employed in the said domain. Rather, 75 to 80% of the students take up jobs or they pursue masters or take up jobs that are not related to the core domain, like sales or marketing, that has no relevant knowledge in the technical job. So the 20% of the employment rate is the best case scenario. So moving forward, I would like to talk about how the COVID-19 situation has impacted the job market. So we have found out that COVID-19 had a really negative impact on the job market, adding to the already existing problems of unemployment. Lots of companies have laid off their employees and many new offers have been rescinded. This led to an increase in employment, which went up to 24% on 17th May 2020. Further, to survive this pandemic, pandemic, companies have started cutting down their costs for training and hiring new professionals. Demand for new technologies has increased and companies are looking out for skilled professionals to avoid the cost of training them. Moving further, I would like to talk about the current scenario. In the current scenario, in the Indian marketplace, the unemployment rate is very high despite the availability of a good number of opportunities that remain vacant for a long time. One such example can be seen in LinkedIn, where we see lots of people are looking out for job opportunities, and at the same time, companies are looking to hire. But somehow there is a huge gap between the talent opportunities and the skill gap that results in unemployment. This mismatch between the unemployment and the talent is termed as skill gap. It shows the visible gap that exists between the number of vacancies and the number of candidates suitable for the positions. Candidates don't have relevant knowledge and skill set, or the workforce doesn't qualify for the vacancies. Moving ahead, I would like to read a report of the skill gap in different countries. India possesses extremely low, that is 4.69 formally skilled workforce as compared to other prominent countries such as China, which is 24%, US, that is 52%, UK, 68%, Germany, 75%, Japan, 80%, and South Korea, that is 96%. What is the biggest issue? The biggest issue is the outdated syllabus and outdated teaching approach. Colleges still teach C, C++, Java, whereas there are new cutting-edge technologies that are used by the tech giants, which is beneficial for students to crack dream placement interviews. The problem of outdated syllabus is acknowledged, but still there has been no suitable action taken to fix the same. The teaching approach is more theoretical than practical. Many of the students do not take their final year projects too seriously. Most of the students just copy it blatantly from the internet or outsource their project to different teams and get through their academics. So I would like to share a video where Dr. Shashi Tharoor is seen speaking about the skill gap that exists in the industry. Akanksha, can you please play the video for me?
I listened attentively to the Honorable Minister. There is one statistic he mentions in his statement, reply, and one statistic he doesn't mention, both of which are very serious. The first is that a study by the Skills India report shows that only 57% of our engineering graduates are employable. There is another picture, sir, which is not mentioned, which is that in detailed studies done by multiple people, including the organization I have the privilege to head, the
Ma'am, video is not audible.
So 60% of our country's engineering graduates end up in jobs that do not even...
Can we try increasing the volume, Akanksha?
Sorry, can't.
Yeah, can we try increasing the volume? Somebody just commented, they're not able to hear.
Sure, okay.
But it's very low.
Okay, sure. I'll play it from the beginning.
Yeah.
So much, sir. Listened attentively to the Honorable Minister. There is one statistic he mentions in his statement, reply, and one statistic he doesn't mention, both of which are very serious. The first is that a study by the Skills India report shows that only 57% of our engineering graduates are employable. There is another picture, sir, which is not mentioned, which is that in detailed studies done by multiple people, including the organization I have the privilege to head, the All India Professionals Congress, which did a study of 10,000 engineers. Sir, 60% of our country's engineering graduates end up in jobs that do not even require an engineering degree, because there is such a major mismatch between what is taught in the majority of engineering colleges and what the marketplace wants. Employers come back and say these people are not qualified to work for us. Even big companies like Tata's and TCS and Infosys have set up campuses in which they are re-educating children that they've already hired, not on-the-job training, just teaching them what they should have learned at college.
The audio is gone.
Soumya, please continue.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Akanksha. So moving forward, I would like to talk about the hiring trends. So there are a lot of companies that visit campuses of colleges every year. So first thing they talk about is pre-placement talks. So in the pre-placement talks, companies focus on the vision, mission, the infrastructure, and the heritage of the company. But the companies barely talk about the opportunities they have for the students. They do not talk about the growth that the company will offer to the students. Secondly, the companies believe in mass hiring. They hire students in bulk, and they teach students again the technologies which should have been taught in college, as rightly said by Dr. Tharoor. So after the training program, these companies then divide the profiles to the students. So, for example, if a student is interested in pursuing his career in a software development role, but he ends up getting a profile that is into testing or maintenance, thereby it restricts the growth of that particular student, and he has to look for some other career opportunities. Apart from that, another point I would like to highlight in the campus placement is that companies hire based on merit. Your merit can definitely get you a call from your dream companies, but to crack the technical jobs, you need to be really good at your technical skills to get an offer from a big company. One more thing, I would like to inform you that your higher CGPA is definitely important, but at the same time, there is something more important, that is your practical exposure. Having hands-on experience on the new technologies will definitely get you multiple job opportunities. Moving ahead, I would like to tell you that the only way to sail through the current times is to avoid a CV gap through upskilling. Further on this topic will be carried on by my colleague Neil. Over to you, Neil.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before I proceed, let me just start sharing my screen. Yeah, so I hope you can see my screen and you can also hear me loud. So as mentioned by my colleague, so the only solution to this problem is through upskilling. So even recently our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he also mentioned the same thing. The mantra to stay relevant is to skill, reskill and upskill. So what exactly is upskill and what exactly Dr. Shashi Tharoor was trying to talk? I understand not everybody was able to hear the audio properly. I just brief you. He was trying to say that all the top companies have to re-educate the people that they're hiring from the college campus, like engineering college campus. They have their setup in Hyderabad or say in Bangalore to train you guys so that you are a productive asset for them. So it means that 4 years that you have learned in your engineering is almost kind of a waste. So that's the major problem. And why upskilling is important? Before that, what exactly is upskilling? It's like adding new skills to your skill set. That's the simple explanation of that point. Right now in this fast paced world, technology is evolving every now and then. So we have 3G, we have 4G, 5G in terms of telecom, but in terms of technology world, we have so many new technologies coming up, like say new stacks are coming up, say AI, ML is getting into demand. And now that we are working remotely and everything is getting online, the demand for this field has increased, but everybody wants an innovative solution. Nobody's looking for a standard, say a layman solution. So you have to upskill. If you just have Java, C, C++ in your profile, that's not going to help you sail through your career. And if you're looking for a good start, or you're looking for a good company to hire you, say your dream company, I would say in terms of college placement. So upskilling is a common term where when you are actually working or say studying. So by upskilling yourself, you get access to better job opportunities because you fit in right in you fit right in so many job opportunities in the market. So you have a better job security, you have a higher chances of promotion, and also a chance to get into managerial positions quicker. So for example, you are just a normal developer, you don't have the new skill set. So probably you will be working on at a lower level, junior level, and to get on to say manager position or say any position like say team lead, it will take for years down the line to probably get there. But if you try and upskill yourself and learn the latest tech stack and get your hand dirty on the latest tech stack, build some projects, definitely people are looking to hire you. People understand, people assume that I'm a fresher, maybe, then people might not hire me or something, but that's not the case. So what we do at Upskill, I'll just give you a short insight about it. We help you stand out in the crowd and the flock of candidates, basically. So as I mentioned by Soumya, so we have lakhs of engineers that are graduating every year in India. So we are like one of them. So everybody has the same skill set, almost the same skill set what you have. So you have to stand out if you want to do something different in your life, or if you want to end up in a job that is a standard job, maybe that doesn't even require engineering degree. I have seen so many people doing data entry or say maintenance work that actually doesn't require engineering degree. Anybody can do it. So if you want to stand out in the crowd, you need to upskill yourself. We show you a gateway to better opportunities. Of course, so you can apply at say all the dream companies, all the top companies in the country, outside the country. We help you acquire knowledge beyond the books, and your degree is not enough. So if you are assuming, okay, mera BTech, I have completed my BTech, I have completed my BE, I have completed my so-and-so degree, and now I'll get a job. I'm sorry to say it's not that way. Maybe you will get a standard job, say that's paying you say 3.5 LPA, but if you are happy with that, you can be. But if you're looking to do something extraordinary, you have to be extraordinary. Why will anybody hire you if you're not extraordinary? And it's not difficult. People don't know the right part to do it. That's the major problem out there in the market. So we help you learn the current industry standards and the trends that make you employable, maybe better employable, I would say. And we get you an opportunity to work with the leading tech companies. So, and I'll tell you how we do it, but what can you expect before that? I'll just complete what can you expect out of this training. It's like proficiency in data structures and logical based programming questions, because the DS that is taught in your colleges is very basic level. That is definitely required for the base. But when you are actually applying for dream companies or any top companies, they will test your DS skills. That is the most important part. So after the training, you will be definitely well versed with that. You know how to solve the problems, and we have the top companies question directory. So we train you on that basis also. You will be experiencing working on a full stack project. So full stack with the latest technology, that is Mongo, Express, React, and Node. That's MERN stack. And you will have higher confidence level when you're trying to appear for an interview. And also you will have capstone projects in your CV. So you can talk about it when you are appearing for any interview at top companies. And that actually adds so much weightage to your profile. And of course, apart from that, a simple perk is like an internship certificate if you get into this training program and if you work with us. And so the major concern, package kitna milega? It's like, this is a common slang out here in Mumbai, at least ki sabka concern yahi hota hai ki what package, what sort of package we'll be getting, how much they are offering. So after the training, post the training, we guarantee you a package of approximately 18 LPA if you're from tier 1, from tier 2 it's 12 LPA, tier 3 colleges is 6.5 LPA, so it could be below that or above that. Ideally it should be 7, 8 LPA, or it could be on the lower side, say 6 LPA, but not less than that. So, and for tier 4 colleges, it's like 4.5 LPM. So tier 3 institute includes almost a lot of institutes in say India, so that have simple campus placements or that are there in the business from last 10 years. So probably they are in the tier 3, and tier 4 colleges are basically somebody, some colleges, some institutes, they are quite new, only 2-3 years down the line, no campus placement. So that comes into the picture of tier 4. Of course, it's not so important, but companies nowadays have started looking at your institutes also, just to judge you, on the kind of training that you have been given. Where would you get placed? This is also next question that will come onto your mind. So we like to answer it. There are 500, more than 500, I would say, companies looking to hire with hot skills, people having these hot skills that I'm going to talk about in the further slides. So I hope you stay attentive to it. So all the top companies, all the top startups, when I talk about startup, even Uber is also a startup, and MNCs, like all the top MNCs are looking to hire you because they are getting so much requirement of these stacks. They have to upskill their employee. And if you have their skills in your CV or in your say skill set, so they'll definitely hire you and give you a good package. Now coming to how we do it exactly. So first step is like we enhance your technical skill set, because as mentioned here, technical round performance plays the most important part in decision making and deciding your offer. For a simple instance, now Accenture and TCS, for the simplest example, I'm taking these companies. So they have two positions that are offering, they are offering to the freshers right now. So depending on your performance, they will give you an offer, like the package, basically. So if you perform good, they'll give you associate developer package that starts from around 4 LPA. And if you perform really well in the data structure round, or say in the technical interview, they will probably give you a advanced package that is a full stack engineer, and that they have the package starts from 6.5 LPA for tier 4 college, or tier 3 and tier 4 colleges. And for tier 2 and tier 1, it starts from 12 LPA and above. So that is the important aspect that we try to cover during the training. Coming to the development fundamentals, we try to cover all the waterfall models, say development models, basically top to bottom, etc. Terminal gate is something basic expected from all the developers. Full stack development with Mongo, Express, React, and Node, as I mentioned earlier. So this is these are the hot skills in the market. All the startups, all the top companies, even Flipkart, etc., they're looking to hire people with these skills, not with just with this skill, but this is one of the part. And apart from that, we give you a chance to work on capstone projects that add a lot of weightage to your profile, I would say. And coming to what is full stack, maybe some people might have a doubt ki what exactly is full stack development, what is full stack? People might know, but let me just clear it. A full stack developer is a person who can develop both client side and and client side and the server side. That is basically front end and the back end. Okay, and it didn't, so some people have a misconception ki ye koi stack hai. It's some stack. It's not a stack. It's basically, it could be any stack. You can work, say in the front end, you can work on React, you can work on Angular, you can work even on HTML, CSS. That's not a problem. But it's just that you need to understand the front end and the back end as well. So in back end, it could be Python, say Node.js, say C, C++, Java, etc. So basically, you should be aware on working on both the sides. So that's the reason you are an extra add-on. You know, you have more knowledge than a standard developer when you are a full stack developer. So what are the industry expectations from a full stack developer? Say software design, architecture, development, and infrastructure. Of course, web development is there. Testing, automation, like of course you are responsible for testing your units that you're making. Delivery, deployment, and maintenance. So see, of course, this is not something that they'll expect you on the start itself when you're at a junior level. But down the line, down the years, they'll definitely expect these things from you. And security concerns, all what the program is always concerned. Like for a full stack developer, you have to be keen on these pointers. So that's the reason you have a major chance that you will get into lead positions quickly, because you know how the whole system is working. You know how your whole application is working, even the front end, even the back end. It's not just you are working on a simple model. So coming to the part again, how we do it, the second part, we enhance your profile and your communication skills. So these also play an important part in your interview when you are trying to appear for an interview. So apart from that, the subsets are resume building. So we know what exactly pointers to put in and what the recruiters are looking at. Your LinkedIn profile plays an important role nowadays. So you also need to be quite active over there, get into a proper network, get references, etc. We work on your communication skills. We train you on how exactly you should be appearing in your group discussions that companies do have in their screening process before they hire you. Email writing is an important part. So of course, when you are working, you need to be well versed with email writing, because even I've seen engineers, they are not well versed with, they don't have the basic email writing skills. So they don't know how to write a formal email to say your colleague or say to your manager, etc. And also before that, how do we apply to jobs via emails? There are some tactics and tricks that we give you insights about how exactly to apply to all the top companies, and add weightage to your profile with projects and internships, as I mentioned. So you'll be working on few projects and you will be having it on your GitHub repository so that you can talk about in your during your interview. And the third part is mock interview. This plays an important part. So mock interviews we conduct by, like, they are conducted by the experts. Experts, I mean to say, who have already done it. So for example, somebody who has already cracked the campus interviews, who is already working in a top company. So they know how exactly to appear for the interview, what exactly to answer, what the companies are expecting from you. So you will actually hear it from the horse's mouth is what I can say, the best thing. So so they will give you insights and on tips and tricks, etc. Experience sharing by already placed graduates that I mentioned earlier, and yeah, and how exactly to crack interviews. So in interview, you have technical questions, you have logical questions, you have design thinking questions, you have normal HR related questions. So every question that the interviewer or the recruiter is trying to ask you will have a reason, will have something behind it, like why exactly they're asking you that question. And the third part, placement assistance with the individual feedback. So we help you crack your dream and campus placement interviews. We give you insight about the company's hiring process. Also, we assist you and refer you to companies off campus. So we'll definitely prepare you with all the placement assistance, like for your campus placement. Apart from that, once you are in your final semester, we'll assist you and we'll also make you apply, and we'll also refer you to all the top companies and the startups that are looking to hire with these skill sets. And we guarantee you a placement once you're getting into training. Of course, there's a screening process that I'll be talking about. So if you get into this training, we guarantee you a placement and offer like a good package, I would say, that I mentioned earlier. And so coming to the training details, so we have made it very much flexible and feasible for all the students out there. We understand you are probably in your final semester, final year of your engineering, right? So it's an online instructor-led live training. So it's not something self-paced like Udemy, Udacity. It's like online instructor would be there who will be, training you on the topics that are decided for the day. and it's an 100-day intensive training program. Flexible timing as per the batch. So you might have your college lectures or something might be going at college level. You can easily accommodate this training with your college trainings also. So daily training, it's of three hours, and weekend pay, we expect 6 hours to 6 hours plus assignments. And apart from that, there would be doubt solving sessions. And also guys, apart from this, if you have any doubts, you can put in the chat section. We'll pick it at the end of the session. So this is all about the training that we have and we are trying to conduct here. And what's the eligibility criteria? It's like a final year student pursuing BE BTech, aggregate of 65% or say 6.5 CGPA and above, no active backlog, maximum of 1 year gap in education, and able to commit to the duration of the course, of course. So this is required. It is much straightforward. There is a CGPA criteria because companies have given that criteria to us also because they are trying to filter students there itself. And apart from that, we have a selection process. So we do not like the training it's open to everybody, but there is a screening process and a selection process also for the training. So it's a 2-step screening process for the selection. So you need to score 50% and above in an entrance test. The entrance test is all about, say, it's an MCQ based test, and it consists of verbal, logical and technical questions. And it's around for 2 hours. So you have to score 50% above. And the second round followed, which is like coding round. So where we'll be asking you basic coding question that you have already done in your curriculum. Hopefully you have done there. So probably it shouldn't be a problem for you to crack that. And coming to the next part is we get paid only when you get paid. So we are not taking any upfront fees. This is the main USP. So we are not gonna charge you apart from a small confirmation fee of 2,500 rupees only. And after that, if you are placed and if you get the minimum guaranteed CTC that we have mentioned earlier, then only you are liable to pay post you start working. That is next year, once you start working and you start getting your salary. So you are liable to pay you are liable to pay 6 AMIs of 15,000 only. And if we also have one more option, you can also pay an amount of 75,000 before you start working once you are placed, of course. So no placement, no fees, that's there. So in case, so we have made it very much flexible for the students. So you don't have to bother about paying. So you're already paying so much of high fees to the institutes, and we understand all your inputs. You are probably dependent on your parents right now. So it's not the right time to, seek help from them. And I'll just add your, see, in your 4 years, probably you have paid a high amount of fees, and you will get you probably might not get the desired ROI. But investing your just 100 days definitely will give us, will add a feather to your engineering degree, I would say. And why become a full stack engineer is something I would like to cover. You get a chance to work with the top companies, salary between 5 lakhs to 15 lakhs per annum. It is actually one of the highest paid jobs right now in the market. You can go out and research on, say, any platform. And so you have 10x job opportunities because everybody, every startup, every top company is looking to hire. And the problem is the freshers do not have these skill sets that we are trying to teach them. So you will have an extra add-on when you are in the market. So when lakhs of people are graduating, you are competing off campuses, you are competing at, say, India level. So you will have your CV will be shortlisted, guaranteed shortlisted before other people. If you are, if you have these skill sets and if you have some projects to show, etc. And you can be a superhero of the company because you are working, or because you are actually a crucial part of the product development. As a full stack engineer, you get to work on a lot of things. So, the company is too much dependent on you and on your services. So they might not, they'll retain you at like any possible level. They'll make you may give you early promotions, better, say, salary structure, or say work flexibility, etc. So these are some of the pros, I would say, of becoming a full stack engineer. And the stack of which these companies are working, like the companies using these technologies, like technologies like MERN stack that I'm talking about. So it's used by all the top companies. React is something started by Facebook. So it's started and maintained by Facebook. Also, it's an open source technology. So other people are also contributing to it. At the same time, Airbnb, Instagram, PayPal, these are just few of them that I've listed here. Skype, Flipkart, Uber, etc. Everybody is using MERN stack. They're trying to switch. Even OLX recently shifted to, say, MERN stack. And yeah, this is pretty much of it. We help you get a better company, a better CTC, and a better profile. So is what we try to, help you guys with all. And COVID-19, maybe the scenario is getting much more, like a bit more scary. I will not say much more, but maybe it's a bit scary scenario right now, but we have to be prepared for the worst, right? And also, like, one experience, like many people, I'll just have one suggestion here to all the final year students here who are listening to me right now. So you might be having a final year project that you're trying to do. So do not try and just do it for the sake of doing it. Whatever you have learned in your 3 years span, you have to implement it in your fourth year. That's the purpose of making the final year project, your black book, or say your BTech project, right? But I have seen so many people, they do not take this seriously. They'll try to take the source code from GitHub, or say they'll take some external help. They'll pay some company and get the product developed from outside. You'll outsource the product, but that's not something will help you in the longer run. You get the marks, but that's again a problem. So I hope you guys take it seriously and give it your best shot for your final year projects also. And yeah, that's it from my end. And if you have any question and answers, we'll take it. And I'll over to you, Akanksha.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks, Soumya. That was quite informative and sort of uh, thought-provoking, to be honest, because upskill is not just about upping your skill game, your technical skills, but it's also about opening yourselves to the corporate environment. So now we'll take questions. The first question that we've had is if this training is provided in Hyderabad. So, Soumya, would you like to take this question?
Yeah, this training is actually online. So anybody from all over India can join this training program. It's not specific to any city or say state.
Sure. The next question is when the NUET will be held. So I'd like to take this question. The NUET is an online exam, so you can take it whenever possible at your convenience. Obviously, it's expected out of you that you take it honestly and do not cheat while you take the exam. It's about your quant skills and also some of your coding skills. There's another question. Is August the only batch, or we have batches next year as well? Neil, would you like to take this question?
Yeah, probably we'll have batches. So for now, we have just announced the August batch that we are starting soon. So the applications are open as mentioned by Akanksha.
Great. Thanks, Neil. There's another question, if we can get internship with this training. So
Yes. So as mentioned, so once you are part of this training, you will get a chance to work on live projects too, and also some capstone projects that we are talking about. And in return, also you will get an internship certificate at the completion of your training. That would actually help you, enhance your profile, I would say.
great. So that's all from the questions. Anybody, if you have any more questions, please ping us on the chat. There's another question which has come up. Somebody wants to understand the fee structure. So Neil already did explain it in his presentation, but Neil, can you sum it up again for our students?
Sure. So the fee, basically, it's like it only starts post you start working. So right now, you're not liable to pay anything apart from a confirmation fee of 2,500 rupees if you're selected and if you crack the screening process, and that's it. And once you start earning, that is next year, once you start working, you are liable to pay 6 EMIs of 15,000 each. 15,000. Yeah. And also apart from that, we have one more option. That's one-time option that you can pay 75,000 once you get placed and you get your desired dream placement.
Okay, great. There's one more question, and I think Neil, this is for you only. How to choose topics for final year projects? That's something you can help us do as well.
Yeah, so first of all, you need to decide where is your interest, which domain you want to work on, and something that you want to contribute to. And probably, and then of course, it's a team project, I would say. So talk with your team members and finalize, like shortlist 2 to 3 projects or say topics, and talk to your mentor that we have in your institute, and they'll probably help you and guide you to make the desired option for the project. That's how you select actually. It should be trendy, I would say. That would actually help like add some weightage to your profile at the time of interview.
Okay, great. There's another question asking if we help in resume building of every student personally. That's actually correct. We help every student personally. We try and give individual feedbacks. And that's not just for your resume, that's also for your overall soft skill development and also for LinkedIn profile. So we do that for each and every student who is a part of our batch. There's another question. Somebody from EC department who wants to know what are the technical requirements for the 2021 placement. I'm not very clear if this is about technical skill requirement for the 2021 placement in coding. That's what Neil just mentioned. If you want to make a career in coding, all the languages, coding languages that he explained during his presentation is what you need to learn, at least the basics, so that you get your desired profile. There's another question, training. What about the training for product-based companies? Neil, would you like to take this up?
Yeah, so the companies, as I mentioned, they are a mix of service-based companies and product-based companies. So we'll get an opportunity to actually interview at a lot of companies. Say it could be product-based as well. So it's the same thing. So we are preparing you for everything. It's not that for service-based, the approach is different, the product-based is different. So it's all covered, and probably you can select the offer that you are getting, the best offer. If you want to get into a product-based company, we can definitely help you with that. And our focus is that. To get you into product-based companies. But when it comes to campus placement, not many product-based companies visit. They do visit, but probably majorly, say for mass hiring, we have all the MNCs like Accenture, TCS, Infosys. So they are almost service-based companies. But apart from that, there are a few companies that do come to your placement, like say Book My Show, say there's Browser Stack, etc. They are product-based companies, of course, Microsoft, etc. So they'll come and probably hire you. So we are already preparing you for that too.
Yes, that's right. And after covering the campus placements, we do help our candidates source interviews for off-campus placements. Of course, in the current scenario, it's more challenging as compared to getting a job on campus. But off-campus is, again, primarily focused on product-based companies as well. There's another question about the minimum CTC. The question says the minimum CTC which will be guaranteed will be 5 lakhs, or it depends upon the entrance exam or coding interview. The minimum CT is irrespective of this NUET entrance exam and coding interview. It's just for your enrollment into the course. The minimum CTC will again depend on your final interview with the organization and the kind of role that you're qualified for. Somebody has complimented us for the session, so thank you so much. There's another question about when can we take the screening test. I just mentioned a couple of minutes ago that NUET is an online test and you can take it at your convenience at any point in time. There's another question, is this training same for all or is it divided by specific domain? So Neil, will you like to take that?
Like we have only one kind of training. It's not divided because you guys are fresher. So right now we are just focusing on technical profiles. So we are not preparing you for say business analyst or etc. So we are focusing, our training is based on technical profiles only. So post your training, you can get a job into say as the profile that can be offered to you would be say associate developers, SD1, SD2, etc. And it would be into development, as I would say. So we are not dividing. There's only one domain that we are training you into.
Yes, it's primarily into the job profiles in coding, and that's what we are training you for. So irrespective of any branch that you belong to and you have some basic CS skills, you can enroll for this program and appear for your placement in any of the technical profiles that Neil just mentioned in his presentation. There's another question, will the training and internships be complete by the time all the major companies start hiring? Of course, we plan to start as soon as possible. August beginning is our target for the batch to begin, and that's why you will have to enroll right away and take the NUET so that your registration is complete. To reiterate, the enrollment is completely free of cost. You just have to log in, make your profile, and take the online exam. There's another question. If I enroll for this course and suppose I get placement offer from my college placement cell, still do I have to pay fees for the training that I have received from Upskill? So Neil, would you like to explain that? Neil, you're on mute.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So the thing is, if I enroll for this course and suppose I get a placement for offer my college placement, yeah, of course. The thing is, you've already taken the training. So of course, if you're getting in your college placements also, probably the training might have helped you. So you are liable to pay. If you are getting into this training, you're liable to pay the fees unless if you are getting the CTC that we have promised. So if you are not getting the CTC that we have promised, you are not liable to pay. But apart from that, you are.
Okay. That's all for now. Any other questions anybody has, please send us on the chat so that we can take it up here. So while you guys are putting your questions together, I would like to say that our enrollments are open. Post the completion of this webinar, you'll shortly receive a mail as well, which contains all the details that we've already mentioned here. We've already shared the program brochure at the start of this presentation, so you can download that for your reference. Our enrollments are open on our website. If you want to contact us, if you have any further questions beyond this webinar and presentation, you can also reach out to us through our social media pages or directly write to us on our email. You can reach out to us through our website as well. There's one question, Neil. What are the contents which you're going to cover? So though you've already covered it in your presentation, but if you'd like to sum it up again for our students.
Sure. So basically, for more like the exact details, you can download the brochure like from the link that is shared on the chat by Akanksha. So it has all the details. Apart from that, I'll give you an overview. The content would be, say, logical based and data structures questions, full stack development, and all about development, technical development. So majorly we'll be focusing on data structures, because as a fresher, that is what companies expect from you. And apart from that, we'll focus on full stack development. So that actually opens a gateway. That's actually a gateway to a lot of opportunities when you have these skills on your CV. So these are the two major domains. There are a lot of other small parts that we are including, so that you can get the details from the brochure once you download it.
Yes, and also there's another question about checking minimum CTC. We cannot mention and promise you a CTC right now, but you can take a test right away and enroll into the session. The CTC obviously depends upon your final performance in the company, interview in the company, screening tests and sessions. So that will be dependent on the real-time scenario at that point of time. Yes, there's somebody who's asked for resending the brochure download link. Yes, I will send you the link here. There's another question for you, Neil. Apart from DSA, will the training also include DBMS and SQL?
So DBMS is like database management system, and SQL. So we are not covering SQL. I would say only say you will get the insights about MCQ questions about SQL. The hands-on training would be no SQL, that is MongoDB. And so probably, so MongoDB, when you are working on full stack projects, you get exposure to say DBMS also. So we'll not just focus on DBMS, not the standard database management system, but yeah. So these are all theoretical questions, so I would say, so you need to, explore more on this part so that you get, I'll request you to download the brochure so we'll understand the whole training module better.
Yes. And like I said, for all of you who have attended the session, we'll also be sending an email which will have this brochure and all the content that we just covered in this session as well for your reference. If there are any more questions, we do have still time to take them. So while you are still writing your questions, I would like to reiterate that our batches are starting in August, and the sooner you enroll, the sooner you'll be able to be a part of our program. And of course, the session is for students who are graduating next year primarily. That's our focus right now. And irrespective of which engineering stream you belong to, if you have basic CS knowledge, you can, and you obviously want to pursue your career in coding, you can take up this program and join our sessions.
So I would like to focus on one question that we seem to have missed in the chat.
Sure.
So someone had asked, how are you going to help to place in company? I mean, are you directly connected with company? So we would like to inform you that we would help you to apply to all the companies through various job portals, through LinkedIn, through Insta. There are various job portals. We will also make your profiles on AngelList and GitHub. So we will be connecting directly with the recruiters from various companies, and we would be referring your profiles to via the recruiters.
Great. Thanks, Soumya. Thanks for covering that up. Might have gotten missed. Okay, so I think that's it for now. A lot of people have actually thanked us for the session, so you're welcome. We're happy to help you. That's what we're there for. Upskill is all about helping you bridge your skill gap and up your career game. So please write to us if you have any questions and enroll to our program online or through the link which is shared on our website. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for your time. Thanks, Neil and Soumya. That was really a very enlightening session.
Yes, thanks, Akanksha.
Thank you, Akanksha.
Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.